I'm here with Janne and Antti of Warmen to talk about the new record Band of Brothers coming out August 15th on Reaper Entertainment. Pleasure to see you both, and even bigger pleasure to talk about this brand new album. How you guys doing?
We're good. Good to see you too.
Good to see you. We just finished our rehearsals second ago, so
Yeah.
now we are here with you.
Fresh off the rehearsals. So
Yes.
let me start off by asking you guys this. I saw you guys live last year at Sari Helveti. Then I was with Yanni at the Bodum Bar, and so I got to experience the band live and everything that comes with it. When I saw the title of this record, I thought, man, every band considers themselves a band of brothers. But seeing you guys hanging out and performing, I really feel like this is more than just the name. So, what makes this lineup really a band of brothers?
Well, you know, it's a happy coincidence, I think. I've known Seppi and Petri for years and years, and Yuri has been with us for years and years. But I'm so happy that we first asked Seppi to join us, and he was like, "Fuck yes!" From the moment we asked him to maybe join Warman, and we didn't even tell him about the new music style or anything. He was like, "Okay, fuck yes, I'm gonna do it." And then I joked on Facebook. I went on the Petri's wall on Facebook and I wrote, "Man, I'm looking for a young and eager singer in the style of Alexi Laiho," or something like that. I think I was drunk,
Yeah.
and then I told Antti that fuck, we should really ask Petri to join the band, and I'm glad we did. And I played in a band for a long time, and we were the best friends. Both of them, we grew up together. We joined the band when we were 18, and I just said in another interview and in our upcoming book, we mentioned this that we were touring so much for years and years. I didn't have any other friends, so Bodum was my only family and the crew and the band and whatever. But like I said, with this happy coincidence with Seppi and Petri joining Warmen, we have so much fun together. We have fun on stage. We have fun off stage. We are all like adults. We know what we're doing. No one has any expectations or unrealistic or anything. So it just works out really well.
You mentioned a key word, the change in sound, from what you guys did it back then to what you guys are doing now, especially since Petri joined. Has that changed the creative mindset when it comes to making new music, or how you
Yes.
approach making that new music?
Yes.
Yeah, it has, because this time we knew that Petri is going to sing these songs,
Yeah.
because on the previous album we didn't know who is going to
Right.
sing those when we wrote them.
Yes. On the previous album,
yeah.
we had written all the music and drums were already recorded.
Yeah.
When we realized that we're gonna ask Petri
Yeah.
to sing, so he did an amazing job. But this time we could really like pinpoint, like really do accurate
Songwriting.
songwriting, like because we knew his style, we wanted his style, and it was more precise the whole operation than rather than just writing random riffs and then hoping someone is gonna sing on it.
Yeah, and of course it was probably easier for Petri too, because he knew that
Yes.
what's it all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really shows, by the way. When I listen to the two records, there's a clear difference between the two. This
Yeah.
one has more a sense of purpose in the
Yes.
music and the way it's put together, and then how his impact is. I really feel like it's an album that really defines what you guys are currently doing a lot better
Yeah.
than the previous album. It feels like all the pieces are in the right place.
Yes, I agree, and I'm still very proud. I'm really happy how the previous album turned out, given all the circumstances. But I also think that the new album is more on point, more what we're doing nowadays, more
Yes.
it's just uh, more us.
Moving to that more traditional, because for me this album is super traditional, like as far as melodic death metal is concerned, especially Finnish melodic death metal. I mean, if you look for the definition of Finnish melodic death metal, you pick up this record, and that's the definition of what that sound is.
Yeah.
For you, for you guys, what made that shift happen? What made you guys move towards this more traditional approach, if you will?
Well, already on the previous album, when we started the riffs, they just came out heavier, and then we just went along with it. And the same thing happened now when we sat down and started writing riffs for this album. They were even more heavier than on the previous album. The music change for the previous album and why the music became more heavy and more aggressive had something to do with my main band ending, Children of Bodom ending quite tragically, and then the loss of Alexi. So there was a lot of kind of negativity for a couple of years, and all that led to our music style to become more aggressive and stuff like that.
When I look at Finnish melodic death metal sound, two elements for me are key. One is the keyboards, and the other one is the guitars. Like to me, those are the two main contributors to what the sound is. How is that work between you guys to create that sound, that essence, and still having room for yourselves to still showcase what you can do?
Yeah, well, I think all of our lives it's been pretty easy to write anything. As you know, we are brothers, and we have been studying music a lot together, and things like that. But I think this time what actually changed a little bit is that we actually recorded all the guitars with real amplifiers.
So that too. We didn't use.
It also made it more heavy.
Yeah, we didn't use the digital stuff that we used last time. That's also one thing to the sound. I love how the drum sound is way more brutal this time, and it all adds up to the end result. But yeah, writing music with Antti is exactly how I said back in the day in all the interviews about Alexi, that if he didn't have the training in music theory, I would never could have worked with him as a musician, because the music is so complex, so that if you can't talk on the correct terms of music terminology, for me it would be very difficult. So because we both have training in music theory, it's very easy for us to come up with stuff.
What is that fine line for you when it comes to the keyboard sound that adds essence to the songs but doesn't necessarily become the songs? Because I thought this new record really allows the guitars to be an equal partner, if you will.
Yes, you're correct. I wanted to move away a little bit from the classic Bodom sounds. So you're absolutely correct. I didn't fill all those spots with keyboard sounds, even though there's a keyboard melody. I let them be a little bit more in the background in some spots, and I think it really works. I mean, this is something that Bodom also did over the years. Sometimes the keyboards were super loud, and sometimes they were a little bit hidden. And those are artistic choices you do in the mixing, or sometimes you do those choices while you're making the actual sound. But I'm really happy because it made the overall sound of the new album way more aggressive. That the keyboards are a little bit pulled back to the background in some spots, and it really gives more space for the guitar riffing and the vocals. So
I'm sure Antti appreciates that. It has more room for him to play with the guitars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Finally. But also, I think you used some new kind of sounds or something like that.
Yeah, I also I got addicted to analog and modular since late in life, around the last album of Bodom. So now I played also added more of the analog and modular since on top of my classic stuff.
I'm always impressed when I see one of your videos, past or present, and you have the keyboards in this angle. How is it because of your wrists? Does that give you a little bit more of an easier feel in play? And
Yes.
explain to me, a guy who never touched a keyboard in his life.
I totally copied it from Jens Johansson. Let's start here. And I saw him live first time in Tavastia for the Visions album in '98, I think. 97, 98, I saw Stratos live, and I saw him have the keyboard like this. I'm like, fuck, what is the meaning of that? And then I tried it, and it's so much easier if am I in camera? Yeah. So the whole hand is straight. You don't have to. Normally, you would have to bend your wrist, but when I play the keyboard like this, my whole hand is just a direct line. So you don't have to use any muscles to and then it's just so much easier to play. It's faster. And what it also does that you learn, you don't have to look at your fingers, because if the keyboard is in a normal position, you kind of glance at your fingers every now and then to see if they're doing the right thing. But when you play like this, you kind of also become less aware of. You don't have to look at your fingers all the time, which I like as well.
Well, that takes me to the next question, I guess. That's why you guys did a Stradivarius cover.
Yes. We fucking love Stradivarius and especially the Visions era and episode era that I just mentioned. And we were kind of, we wanted to be careful, because we wanted to be so that it doesn't sound like a joke that we were making fun of them, because we wanted to make it like true new Warmen sounding Stradivarius version, and I think we succeeded. I think it's really fun. I think it's I haven't played it to the Stradivarius guys yet. I'm waiting for their approval, but I think it's a fun cover. It's definitely better than the cover of the previous album, and it also came from the right place. We were thinking about all the cover choices we could do, and then we realized that we are all fans of the Stradivarius of that era, so we decided to do it.
But will you guys include a song like that in your future set lists?
I hope not.
No. um, currently, currently, there's no plans of playing it live, I think. But I mean, if we had a crazy theme show, and we would be asked to, play at Stradivarius 35th year anniversary festival, we would probably do it. but for the current Warmen live set, we are very happy with the one and only cover we are doing, which is obviously the Somebody's Watching Me.
You guys are brothers, really truly brothers. When it comes to creating music together, how much of the sibling rivalry comes to the surface, and you guys get into some heated arguments, and then the older brother has to say, "I'm the oldest. I
Yeah.
say it goes."
I think none. It's
No, but definitely.
sometimes something, but it's
And then our main songwriting trio, Yuri, our bass player, is always present when we write music with him. And then sometimes sometimes there is this, and then Yuri has to be the referee as well.
Yeah.
But no, it happens sometimes that I gotta go like, hey, not that. You gotta be that, but minor things.
You guys have such a cool dynamic. I honestly, I really love it. And we talked about Petri. I want to go back to him really quick because
Yeah.
his voice, in my opinion, is to me, he doesn't get enough credit for how good of a vocalist he is.
I
And
agree. Yes.
the last video that we checked out on the channel, we mentioned that the guy is super versatile in so many different projects and so many different bands. And I think he's just so good, but people don't really see how good he is. I think
Yeah.
with Warman, he's getting to showcase that a little bit better in a different stage. Do you guys agree with that?
yeah.
Definitely, and that's what we're really doing here. Because on the new album, already on the second song, there's also a guitar solo by Petri. There's another guitar solo on the album by Petri. We want to give him more space, like you said, because he's awesome. And the same thing happened in Bodom back in the day when we started. Alexi hated being the vocalist. He loved to be a guitar player. It was like, fuck, someone's got to sing, So he didn't think of him as a vocalist at all. But when Bodom grew and the band advanced, and he became an awesome fucking vocalist, I think. I mean, I love his sound on the later stuff. And he trained, and he got so much better and better. I think Petri, just like you said, he has a great sound. He has a great metal vocalist, and we're so happy to fully use all of his talent in this band.
Yeah, no, I'm always amazed that he can play those songs and sing at the same time.
Yes, because
I couldn't do it. It's like
no,
when he's been practicing those songs, I've been sending him videos how the riffs go and stuff like that, and then he comes to the rehearsal and sings at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's amazing. I was also always amazed when Alexa did that, but the same with Petri.
Yeah.
I know how complex our riffs are because some of them are written by me as well.
Yeah.
So stupidly complex riffs, and then you got to sing on top of that. Like, how do you fucking do it? I don't know.
And he does it effortlessly. Like honestly,
Yeah.
it's like he's not even not even sweating. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy how good he is. The band has totally catapulted itself over the last two records. Obviously, not having Bodom on your mind allows you to concentrate more on Warman. Do you feel like that is the main reason why the band is seeing this success and demand too? You guys are in really high demand when it comes to festivals and playing shows.
Well, we probably talked about this in the previous album cycle, but when Bodom ended, I didn't feel like doing music at all, and I went back to school and started studying. I'm gonna graduate as an architect next week, actually.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. So that's something so my main focus is there, but I'm so happy that Warman is doing this well. I mean, we're doing great. We have fun doing it, and we are gonna expand. Like you said, we see that there's demand. Petri's main thing is Ensiferum, but he has time slots for
Mhm.
us, and then we would like to grow our operations and play more and more and more live stuff and everything. But at the same time, all of us have kind of day jobs, and well, I don't have yet, but my studies were my. But Petri has Ensiferum, but still, like I said earlier, like we're all adults and we know what's going on in the music businesses. No one is thinking about us being the next main support for Slayer. You know what I mean? Like, so we're
Yeah, yeah.
growing it slowly. We're growing it slowly, and seeing where it goes. And given all the time we have available for this, but we are enjoying how much it has been growing recently. I mean, it's going well.
Do the lessons of the past for you guys really help you plan the future?
Yes, yes. I've seen. Well, physical sales existed, but I've seen how music business, how you can grow your band, what you got to do to grow your band, and then yes, so some of that, of course, we are taking advantage of knowing a lot of things of within the industry. Yeah.
Because you guys are seem super focused, not putting what they say the carriage ahead of the horses or some shit like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you guys seem really focused on taking the right steps at the right time and not really pushing too fast. You know,
Exactly what I kind of meant is that we want to grow it, but we want to grow it slowly, step by step, so goes organically, and and at this point in music business, we don't want to invest too much money. We want to be able to be beneficial. What was the word I was looking for? But so that when the growth happens, we don't
Mhm.
have to invest our own money into growing the band.
yeah,
That's
let
that.
it be more organic, if you will.
Yes. Yes.
So for those of us in North America, if we want to see, well, I mean, I've seen you guys live, but for those that haven't, I guess they have to come to Europe.
Yes.
Currently, yes. I mean, but are you in Canada?
Yeah, yeah, I'm in Toronto.
Yes.
Okay,
So we
that's
were
different.
we were it's funny we were just doing interviews, and we were because I remember how good of a festival Heavy Montreal was and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So we were just googling options for us to play Canada because we would love to. but um but
A lot
um
of bands are doing like East Coast Canada. First of all, you don't need visas, as you guys know, to come to play in Canada, which is a huge thing.
yes,
Mhm.
And a band like Wolfheart, they did an all Canadian tour.
yeah,
Kalma has done an all Canadian tour.
yeah.
Because you can do East Coast and you can play 10, 12 shows easily
Oh
just
wow.
on the East Coast of Canada. And you have a
Sure.
lot of people coming up from the US to see the shows anyways. So
Right.
from a financial standpoint and from a logistics standpoint,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Finnish bands have done it before, guys. You guys can do it as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yes. I mean, that sounds great. I would love to do
Mm.
that. A Canadian tour would be, and I remember back in the day, like really long ago, when Warmen was a different band. But I mean, Canada was one of our biggest markets. We
Yeah,
sold our second biggest album sales were in Canada after Japan or something like that.
yeah.
So we would love to. I mean, do a Canadian tour. That would be awesome.
Well, just the
Make it
fact that
happen.
this is a possibility is great.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, but honestly, like I said, we are slowly growing here in Europe. We want to play more and more festivals here in Europe. But if there is a chance in hell to, to do a
Mm.
tour in Canada, I'm in for it.
You
I
know what
would
we
love.
need to do? We need to get a local. There's a manufacturer, a sauna manufacturer in Toronto. They're Finnish
Mm.
and they're in
Okay.
Toronto. They do like the barrel. The sauna is like looks
Oh
like a
yeah,
barrel. We need
yeah.
to get them in touch with you guys, and they sponsor a tour, and we have like those barrels outside the venue, so everybody can do
That
some
sounds awesome.
sauna.
That
That's a
sounds
good plan.
very good. Yes.
Good plan.
I think that's what we need to do because without
Yeah,
sauna is not the same thing. Let me tell you
that's
guys.
right. That's right.
It's
Yeah.
just not the same thing.
Mm.
Thank you very much to both of you for taking the time today, man. I really appreciate talking to you and seeing you. I absolutely love this record. I think you guys hit the nail on the head with this album. Even the cover. I'm a big fan of Stradivarius as well. I saw them for the first time this year
Oh
in
yeah.
Oh, great.
Denmark at Epic Fest
Yeah.
and blew me away. Like
Good.
there's a phenomenal band. So nothing but love. And thank you very much for taking the time. This album is really phenomenal. I think you guys are definitely on the right track. And what a band of brothers. You guys are a lot of fun to see live and a lot of fun to listen to.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Pedro. Thank you so much for your nice words, and
Hope to see you in Finland
hope to
again.
see you soon. Come back to Finland, and we're gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to. We're gonna come to Canada
You guys
as
got to
soon as
come to
we can.
Toronto. We need to make
Yes,
something happen because
yes, yes.
seriously, the East Coast of Canada would totally be doable for you guys. And like I said, Kalma has done it.
Yeah.
Wolfheart has done it. There's been a few Finnish bands that have come here for Canadian tours.
Yeah.
And I was there last year, but I definitely want to come back to Finland. As always, it's my home away from home. I love Finland. I love visiting. You
Yeah.
guys are so welcoming.
Yeah.
By the way, my son still walks around the house with his bottom bar robe. He
Nice.
bought he bought a robe.
Yes.
And
That's
every time
awesome.
he takes a shower, he looks like Hugh Hefner from Playboy. He's walking around with a robe.
Dude, that's so awesome. Even I always wanted to one of those roles. I don't even have one of those, but that's awesome. That's a good.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it. So we had a great time. Thank you guys. All the best.
Hey, thank
You
you.
too.
See you soon.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Perfect. Thank you guys. I really
Hey,
appreciate it. Thank you for
thanks.
taking the time.
Yes, and
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for your kind words, and really hope to see you soon.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.